Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. I'm your host, the romantic, funny man, Shawn Cornelius. And boy, have we got a show tonight for you. Well, I say that every show, don't I? I always say that because we always do have a great show for you. Tonight is no different. I have a very wonderful guest going to come out here in a few minutes, and we're going to discuss some things about who she is and what she does. And but before I do that, I want to thank everybody that watches on all of the platforms where you can find After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. I want to say what's up to my right, my left hands, producer Smoke in the background back there, and also program director. I'm just going to call her DDC from now on. You know, that's her name is so long. She wants her name long, but Denise DeGiorgio Cooney, DDC is in the back, and they're going to be doing some work back there, making sure the show runs smooth. And everybody out there on social media platforms, thank you for tuning in as well. So it's no different tonight. It's a sit down time with someone that I wanted to bring on the show because their importance and what they contribute to the people, the world, the nation, me specifically as well. But on one of the things that she does, but she also has a story to tell, and I think the story is very important that it should be heard as it is around the country for a lot of people. So we're going to get into several parts of her life, and of course, in the second half, we're going to put her on the love seat. We're going to take her to the love zone, and yeah, I can see her backstage, and she's just kind of like, oh my God, but she can't get out of that, because we got to do the first half and the second half. So the show. So we're going to bring her on. It's going to be a great time, wonderful time. This is her first time on the show, but she watches the show on social media, so she knows what the show is all about. Right now, she's traveling. I think she's in New Orleans or Indiana somewhere. I don't know. All I know is she keeps putting food up on the internet, making people hungry, but she doesn't do that when she's local in New York. So we're going to bring her on and find out why she does that. So it's going to be a nice one. And I want all you guys to just sit back and relax and enjoy. All right. Cool. We can do that. All right. So it's about 3 minutes into the show. So that, you know what it means. 3 minutes into the show, it's time to bring my guest on. This lady, I met her on social media. She's a talented graphic artist, but she's also an advocate for domestic violence. And she'll tell you also what else it's called something else. I like to let her say that now because now it's called something else. But we decided we were going to do a documentary, so that's going to be coming up soon. Let me just bring her on in. We could talk about that with her. Please welcome Nancy Robles to the show.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for having me.
Okay. How you doing, Nancy? Good evening.
Good evening. Hi.
Everything's cool. You can you can just let your mic hang. I can hear you. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So listen, thank you first of all for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And we met, like I said, we met through social media doing your graphic arts, doing a lot of your graphic arts work. But before I get into that, I want you first to let the people know who you are, about you, where you're from, and then we'll get into your graphic arts and move on into the other conversation that we wanted to have about you tonight.
Okay. My name is Nancy. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and I am a advocate and a graphic designer. And that's my, how could I say this? It's my passion. I love it.
You're really good at what you do as far as the graphic
Thank
arts.
you.
So you're what part of Brooklyn are you from?
Bushwick.
Okay, I lived there. The L train, yeah, long time ago.
J train.
Well, yours was you was on the J train side. Okay, I was on the L train, Wilson Avenue side.
Right.
Okay, cool. And you're moving around now, but again, we met each other with your graphics. When did you start getting into? Matter of fact, I got to tell them this: the graphic that opens up the show, you did for me. With the hearts flying and the things and all that stuff, you did that for me. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much. When did you start getting into graphics, and when did you know that you had a kind of like a talent for that?
2017, due to some in the relationship I was at the time, I was in a bad situation, and to how can I put this? To forget about what was going on in my life at that moment, I just started focusing on graphics. Believe it or not.
Right, right. So I get it. Things that sometimes that's what we do when there's something that's not cool happening. You try to put your energy into something else that
Right.
could be positive or like a release. Like some musicians will go to their pianos or guitars to play and create songs, or songwriters create songs. So that's what you started doing.
Yes, sir. That's what
Was
I
it just
started
was
doing.
it just general graphics, or were you actually doing graphics about your situation?
I started doing cartoons. That's how I started doing cartoons of myself and what I was going through at that time. So I would make the cartoons and then do graphics of her with bruises on her legs and stuff like that. It was just weird, but that's how it started. It started with my pain, my story into graphics. So every time I do a graphics, it's about how I'm feeling at the moment.
Yeah, it's not weird at all. Again, as a songwriter myself, whatever mood I'm in, it could trigger and inspire me to do a song about it. Whether I'm happy,
Hmm.
sad, angry. I've written all kind of songs. So some of
Right.
them, some of them y'all don't want to hear about. But so I understand where you would go with your energies. Okay, so and you continue to do this, and you put them out there on that level. Did you ever think about like what you're doing now, trying to do them as a career, or was it just to release?
To release the stress.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And then when did you decide to start doing them as, hey, maybe I can make a little money off of this. Maybe I can have a livelihood.
That was in 2019.
Okay, so this is kind of just fresh.
Hmm. Yes.
Okay, now I've seen a lot of your work. I've seen a lot of your graphic work, and then when we get your stuff up there, we'll let people know where to go to see the things that you have going on.
Hmm.
You definitely did put your emotions, because I even laughed with you when I first met you and we were talking, and
Hmm.
I met you in this space of where you had a lot of guns.
Oh yes,
Yeah, you were put
I'm a
on.
gun lover.
You were put you was having some issues with Facebook because you were posting a lot. Yeah,
Yes.
you were posting a lot about guns. You was in that mode, so I get it. But that
Hmm.
wasn't all. You were doing some other things. But yeah,
I did a little of everything.
so now you just you only do it off of your emotions, or well, because I've seen people now you do work for other folks.
Yes, I do.
So it's not just about your emotions now. It's like actually helping
Other
other people
people.
with their
Yes,
energies.
yes, yes. I also do other victims and their feelings into the graphic, and I put it out there. But some people think it's my feelings, but it's really other victims' situation.
Okay, well, since you're bringing it up, so let's jump into it so that people will understand what you're talking about when you say victims. And I mentioned guns, so I don't want people to get the wrong
Oh
idea.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
Be
you're a
careful.
domestic violence advocate, but you told me a month or so ago it's a different title now, intimate
Intimate partner
partner
violence.
violence. Right. So you're an
Mm-hmm.
intimate partner violence advocate.
Yes, I am.
Now let's tell a story, because you mentioned it a little bit ago about how you would do your graphics off of your pain. Can we
Mm-hmm.
go into what happened with you to cause
Sure.
that?
Sure. I met a guy in online, and we got married. We dated for 3 years, got married, and in 6 months, everything came out. Just like it was unbelievable. I never did a background check, and I found out he was a criminal, and he started abusing me, and it was bad. And in 6 months, I got a divorce.
Yeah. Now we want them to know that you got out of it,
Yes, I
but
did.
yeah. So
Yes.
there's kind of like a piece of a happy story that you got
Oh
away
yes.
from it, but the whole situation with what you had to deal with was the thing, the mental and the emotional. Once you got out
Yes.
of that, you still have that, and there's days. That's why you say you do graphics to get that out of you. Um,
That's
Now, where were you when all of this was going on?
it was in Utah.
You were in Utah when this was happening,
Yes. Yes.
and you said you met him online.
Yeah, I met him online and dating date. those dating sites, and we started getting to know each other. He came over to New York, met my family. We started a great relationship. Then after we got married, it got really bad. Yeah.
Yeah. So you didn't really see any signs of what you ended up seeing
No, I
from
didn't
it.
know. No, everything happened little at a time. But I was like, no, I couldn't believe this, and then it really got bad. It got really bad that I had to escape.
Okay. And what was your breaking point? What was that breaking point? That thing that said, "Oh, I'm done. I'm out."
Uh, when he said he was going to put a bullet in my head, that's when I knew I need to leave, or I will be shipped to my state, to my family in a box.
Hmm.
So I,
Hmm.
I left. I didn't leave. I escaped. I got
Escape.
help from the police. And first was my doctor, because I don't have anyone over there. I didn't know anything. I didn't know how to drive anywhere. He had me isolated. I couldn't do anything only but what he wanted to do. He took away money. I mean, I lost so much weight. I was only 125 pounds. That's how bad it was.
Right.
And I couldn't eat. He tried to poison me twice. And when I got sick, I went to a doctor, and the doctor realized, I think you were poisoned. Yeah.
Hmm.
Then from there, he says, you're not going back. I'm taking you somewhere else where you can be safe. And that's how it happened. I got
Right.
to escape.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you had someone help you. And the whole thing that we're leading up to, escaping Utah is
Mhm.
something that's coming up. So tell them what you're doing with your whole story involving escaping Utah.
Well, I wrote a book, and hopefully it will come out this year. And it's about my step from leaving, escaping, and how I got help, and how I'm doing today.
And how are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome, doing
Good.
great. I have, from the moment I got here to my state, I
Hmm.
received mental health treatment for 3 years, and like nothing happened to me.
Yeah.
Everything is perfect. I don't dwell on that. I sleep well. I move on, and I'm ready to date. I had
This
to
is
throw
not
that in. I
this is
had to throw
not
that
that
in.
show, Nancy.
I know,
I,
but I
f-
had to
I
throw that
heard you
in.
say it, and you got all happy and said, "I'm ready to date." This is not the hookup,
I know,
um,
but I had to say that. I
but no,
have.
you never know. You never know. You know what I'm
I
saying?
had to say it.
I know you met someone that was terrible.
Yeah.
But I used to date online. Yeah, being transparent. So there aren't just all terrible people out there. There are terrible
Yeah.
people in church. Forgive me,
Yeah.
God. You know
I
what I
know.
mean? And terrible
Yeah.
people in the
They're
supermarket,
everywhere.
everywhere. So you just got to be careful. And that's one
Mm-hmm.
thing we hope that people can take away from this. And if anybody's going through this and dealing with this, let's jump with the advice early. What advice would you give them? Because you did write a book, you have
Yes.
this Escaping Utah coming up, you have the blog. What would you say to folks, male or female? Because we know there are men that are
Both.
abused as
Both.
well.
Right.
What would you
Right.
tell them? What would you tell them?
It's about the red flags. Know the red flags, and also do a background check. That's the most important thing. I didn't do it. That's why this happened to me. If I would have done it, I wouldn't be right here talking about it. But it's a background check, and know the red flags. And if anyone has any questions, just inbox me and I'll help you. I'll give you free information, guide you. I'm here.
Yeah, and I just want to let the viewers know that are watching the show that I do this when I do the show on certain networks. I do stream live, so there are comments coming up as I'm looking at my social media, and I have to share them. This show is important for that. I believe Cindy Robles.
Cindy, that's my
Yes, yes.
sister.
She's sending you love. She says I love you,
I
and she
love
says
you.
she's so proud. I'm so proud of my sister, and she's sending love, and that's a beautiful thing, um, because you need obviously a support system. You need people around you who may not have dealing with it, but maybe can understand that you need a support system, and that's very important. Also,
Yes.
Jennifer Parker
Oh, Jennifer
was saying
Parker.
hello. Yeah, saying
I
hey to
love you
Jennifer.
guys.
She's watching,
Hi.
and I met Jennifer through you. Yes,
Yes.
um, and you're doing a great thing because you're reaching out to other survivors, people
Hmm.
who may not be uh, there yet. But you and I talked about doing something. Tell them about what you approached me about doing coming up soon.
It's Project Edward. It's a truth gothic love story. It's something that I experienced, wonderful, but also sad. So
Right.
you helped me make the music, and I mean, it's so hard to describe it, but it's a beautiful romantic gothic love story with a twist, which is a betrayal, which is very sad.
Yeah, when you approached me with it, I have to be honest and tell the folks because again, this is not about, it's not about me. I'm blessed when folks come to me, but you asked me to create this gothic music, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd never done goth music, and it was a
Mm-hmm.
challenge. But I was so interested because of the story that you told me about you meeting this gentleman, and you can tell a little bit more if you want to tell a little bit more because it's coming out soon and I want folks to
Mm-hmm.
follow this. DDC, she is interested in it as well because she keeps bugging me about when is
Yeah.
she finishing. I'm like, well, ask her. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But
It's
yes,
true.
yeah. So tell a little bit more about the story so people can get it.
Okay, so it was a gentleman that I met online. He changed my life. He
Okay.
changed my life. I learned what love was about with him. Everything. It was just romantic. He was a gentleman. He opened door. I never had to open one door in the time that I was with him. And I don't know how much I could say because then I'm giving it away. But he was like this perfect gentleman. And then I found out that he had a
Okay. Don't
secret.
give it away. Don't give it away. Yeah.
Okay,
Don't give
I
it away.
won't give it away.
No, right. You can tell him that he had a secret.
He had
Exactly.
a secret that
Right.
destroyed me. Hmm.
Yeah, and I want to tell you guys again, it's something that you'll want to read, however she puts it out, whatever platform, you're gonna want to pick this up and you're gonna want to read it, listen to it, the music. And you can go to her page on Facebook, Nancy Robles, and there's certain things up there that you'll be able to see and kind of get the gist of it, kind of. But
Yeah.
it's really like so, at some points I got to be honest. I told her it's loving, it's caring, it's sad, it's creepy. You know what I mean? So
Yes,
it's
yes.
all of that. So you definitely picture. Okay, so and can we expect Edward to be available for folks?
Well, I'm working on that, and after I finish working on it, then I'll pass it on to you, and you have to finish it.
You see how slick she was to try to put it on me. Like, I don't know the date, so sometime in 2021. Am I correct?
Hopefully, yes, it will be this year.
All right, 2021. You can look for that
Hopefully,
and Escaping Utah because that's
yes.
on your page as well. And it's I'm telling you, it's gonna be a good deal. Now you've blessed me tremendously with graphics. I try to continue to up my brand and take it to the next level. And you've done graphics for me for covers from my movie Confessions, this show, and you just did things. Is there any limit to you, or is there no limit because you do graphics in all ranges? You know, you do everything basically,
Everything.
from
Yeah.
cartoon characters to the real stuff, movie posters and things like that.
Yes. Yes.
What
Yes.
would you like to do with your graphic arts stuff in the future? Do you have goals for it?
Well, I just did. I did the little cartoon book of the Gothic love story. I turned it into a little cartoon book. That was my top goal, and I did it.
Okay. Now, what
I'm
about?
done.
No, you're not done. No, you're not.
I'm done.
No, you're not done. Not with the skills that you have. And people are coming to you to do
Mhm.
graphic work for them. So you're not finished. So, but do you have anything in mind? Like, what is your next big project, or you don't have it in mind yet?
Well, my project is to have Edward as a like a music video,
Hmm.
a little short film,
Yes, yes.
and put it out there in the film festival.
Okay. Okay.
God
And
willing.
you can do that. Yeah, yeah. That'll be cool. There's a
Yeah.
lot of things that could come from Edward. Now, as far as
Mhm.
your advocacy, your work on that level, what is your goal? What is your ultimate goal? Because we know you're doing it to help other people.
Uh-huh.
We're going
Well,
to work on a documentary. You're working on Utah. It's kind of like a talk show platform.
right. That's what I'm going to start doing, a platform on speaking about domestic violence and having other people join and talk about their stories. That's my mission. And of course, become a filmmaker so I can do documentaries for survivors. That's what they
Yeah.
love. And they also want music, which is something else that I'm doing.
Right.
Learning. Thanks to you. I'm learning how to
Yes,
do all
yes,
that.
you are learning. You're going to be
I'm
great at it once you get
learning.
it. Once you get about it, you'll
Once
be
you
good.
finish helping me, then
Yeah,
I'll be
once,
okay.
yeah, once, what do you call those things? That food, what is that? Once that happens,
Oh, wait. I owe empanadas to you. Like
empanadas.
I think I owe you 100 of them already. Cause I
That was
pay you with empanadas. You know that.
she's trying to fat me up and do all that
Yes.
as I'm trying to continue to lose weight and keep this look together. Oh, I got empanadas for you. So she's that. You know what? Who do that? Who black people do that? They pay you off in chicken. Yeah, that's how black people. That's how black promoters do you at the comedy clubs. They'll if they don't have your money, they'll pay you off in chicken with chicken
I'm,
wings and I'm
I'm
just
paying you with empanadas.
I'm telling you the truth. Okay, cool. So,
Yeah.
what kind of advice would you give people as far as graphics, Nancy, that want to get involved with the graphic stuff? What kind of advice do you have for them to start?
Wow. Well, just sit down and start doing it because I didn't go to school for that. I learned it on my own. Just if you want to do it, you're gonna do it. It's easy. That's it. You have to be motivated.
Right, right.
It's easy.
But there, excuse me, there are schools, there are
Yes.
classes and courses that people can take
Yes.
if
They
you're
can.
not a natural artist.
Right. They can take courses and go to class, whatever they want to do. If
But
they
you,
can't, I'm sorry.
no, no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I didn't go to school for that. I did
Right.
it on my own. It was the stress, the environment. It just made me do it, and I did it, and I got it, and it's
Yeah.
awesome.
Well, there are a lot of platforms for folks that want to do. I'm not an artist or a drawer and all that extra kind of stuff, but there are especially things now technology wise that can get you going. And when you see you
Yes.
can do it, you can just really make some things, some really spectacular artwork, and through that,
Right. Right.
that
Exactly.
that's awesome. That's awesome. So again, talk a little bit about you actually have a couple of people like Jennifer that you're going to have on your platform for
Hmm.
Escaping Utah. Talk
Yes.
about that.
Well, I have
Because I think you
Ellie.
introduced me right. You introduced me to a couple of them.
Yeah, Ellie. I have so many. Jennifer. I have two Jennifers. I have a Mr. Williams. It's just so many. Lisa, Kelly, um, Gail, Pam. It's just so many of them.
Yeah,
Just so
and they're really
many
scattered
survivors
all
all over the
over
world.
the world. A lot of these folks
Yes.
that are you want in for the documentary you want to do
Oh
are in different
yes.
states.
Jennifer is from Canada.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
And you were speaking about one of the things you said to me, and I breezed over it a little bit quickly. You want to bring some men into this.
Oh yes, of course. We
You want to
need
talk
to
to
show
why
awareness that
why
because we don't have men's don't have any resources for them, and we need to show awareness for men. And I would love to do that in a documentary.
yeah, we're going to put a few because some people fail to believe
That
that
it happens
men are getting abused,
exactly, but they are.
and some men may be just as afraid to bring because of the masculinity thing. They're
Exactly.
afraid to bring it out and say, "Yeah, I was getting abused," but it happens.
It happens. Yes, it does. It's very sad.
And so, the same advice you would give women, just in general, again, you would tell folks to do what about this because you know you went through it, and just to sit there and say, "Get help," talk to somebody, it's hard. So, with a little bit more compassion, um, because what's the first step is first basically what admitting, right,
And
that
admitting
you're being
that you
abused.
abuse, but it's not easy. It's not easy to for people, for victims to admit it. They can't. It has to come within them, and when that happens, they will then get help. Otherwise, they won't get help, and there's nothing no one can do about it. You can't do nothing about it. Can't help them.
Right, and because there's a lot of fear involved.
Yes, fear. It's fear.
So there's a lot of things, fear, trust issues,
Yes,
obviously life issues. If someone tells you they're going to put a bullet in you, that's, and then it even connects with family. Like people are afraid. Did you reach out to family?
His family?
Your family? Did you reach out to
Oh
family
no, no,
during your
no,
situation?
no, no, no one knew anything. I couldn't tell my family. I waited until I got home to just tell them a little bit, not a lot. I didn't want to scare them.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah,
Now,
I
how do you find your survivors now to talk to, or people? Do you go? Yeah, how do you just reach out to people? Do they come to you, or you just go to, I don't know, are there organizations that you go and say, hey, I want to talk, I'm a survivor, I'm an advocate?
well, I'm an advocate for the NYC mayor's office to end domestic and gender-based violence. So I'm in the committee meeting, and I go out there, and I find people, or a friend of a friend of a friend, and then connects them to me.
Right, right,
Right.
right. How is that, Nancy? Because I used to work in a treatment center, and I know it was hard for me to leave my work at the center, at the treatment center, at the facility, helping these young kids deal with issues. And they were abuse issues, sexually, physical, mental, emotional. And I found myself at some nights just so absorbed because I'm in there with them.
Hmm.
How do you deal with that and still coming out of your own situation? But besides the graphic stuff, how do you deal?
How do I deal with their stress or their situation?
Yeah, because you're
How
dealing with
I
them, listening to their stories, and then you got your own stuff you're still dealing with. How do you find it to keep yourself together by all of this stuff?
I recharge. I step back. I take a break, and I come back because it's really hard to you know it's hard to hear
Yeah.
their stories.
Hmm.
So I need to recharge. I need to step back, and that means that I'll take some time where I won't talk about it. I won't help anybody because I pass them over to other advocates because it's really hard. It's hard for us too. Sometimes it triggers sometimes, but
Right.
I've once you get that mental health treatment like I've done, it doesn't trigger me anymore. But it does trigger other people, other advocates, but not me.
right. Once you get to a level, obviously, where you're getting better and able to deal, there are things, because again, anything could trigger something and people don't know. That's why it's so hard. Like I understand it, but when you
Hmm.
deal with people who have these situations,
Hmm.
and you don't even know from one day to the next what's going to trigger something, you know.
Right. So you need
Now,
to be fully treated and okay in order for you to help others because I was doing it in the beginning, so it was hurting me. Then once I started taking treatments, I realized now I'm ready to help somebody else, but I couldn't before. Now I'm great.
yeah,
I'm good.
okay. Usually, I'm going to take a break in a couple of
Okay.
minutes, but I want you to talk to those people out there that are dealing with it and give them a piece of advice, because some people try to move on from it and they're not ready. They try to move into other situations or relationships and they're not ready. They think they are, or there's something that they need. You know what I mean? What would you say to those folks? Because how do you know when you're okay?
It has to click in your head and say, enough is enough. You know, if it doesn't click, you're not going to get the help. You're just going to be stuck in that roller coaster and you're going nowhere. And you're going to get upset. You're going to feel, like you're worthless. And it's just, it has to hit you. It really does. If it doesn't hit you, you're not going anywhere, you know? But talking with other people about your experience, whether in groups like in Facebook, they have domestic violence groups, you talk with people. But when you're ready, you know when you're ready. I
Right.
knew I was ready. And well, it's not easy. It's not easy. It's
And
very hard.
there's
It's
no
not easy.
specific time either.
No, no,
Because you
no,
can't say I'm gonna be good in 5 years. I'm gonna be good in 6 years.
no.
You know.
Everyone is different. Everyone, I got better in 3 years, but there's people that I know that is 18 years and they still going through it.
Right. Right.
So,
Because again, you said something anything could trigger, and then you know that you're still not completely okay.
right.
Depending on what happened to you in your situation.
Exactly.
Cool.
Exactly.
All right, Nancy, I'm gonna let you breathe for a minute. You did good.
Okay.
You done good, kid. The first,
Thank you.
you done good this first half, but I don't know about the second half. I don't know
Oh,
what's gonna happen to you. We don't. We're gonna move in and give you a break, give you a chance to breathe, drink some water, take a
Okay.
quick break. As long as you don't leave, promise me you'll be back. You'll stay right there.
Okay.
All right. Nancy's gonna stick
Bye.
around. You guys stick around. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of Nancy Robles on After Dark with Shawn Cornelius after this short break.
Yes, I did it. And I did it over and over and over again.
The bad part was I had to steal to get what I wanted, to satisfy my wants, my needs, and my desires.
I mean, everything seemed so good and perfect. Until...
But none of that mattered because I wanted what I wanted when I wanted it. And what I wanted was...
I know. Stress, no sleep, overeating, over drinking, sex partner after sex partner with no protection. I mean, but I felt like you failed me at times. My confession?
My confession.
My confession is...
My confession?
Thank you for listening.
All right, all right. Welcome back to After Dark with Shawn Cornelius, and my guest, special guest, is still here, so I guess she's all right. Advocate, domestic violence advocate, and graphic designer Nancy Robles. You still here?
I'm here.
All right, Nancy, got a little magic for you. Get ready to go and put you on the love seat. Gonna put you in the love zone. Watch, watch. 3, 2, 1. You are now in the love zone. You're on the love seat. Yeah. All right, here we go. This is going to be easy for you.
Okay.
Get you through this and you'll be fine. Okay. Got some questions I'm going to ask you, and you just answer them to the best of your ability from you. All right?
Okay.
All right, here we go. First one. Nancy, what is your definition of love?
Love. Beauty. Respect. I don't know. That's beauty and respect.
Okay. I'll take that.
Understanding. Okay.
All right. Beauty, respect, and understanding. And why would that be important to you?
Beauty it's important, beauty, because I don't know how to explain it because it's something I feel inside. But love is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. It's beautiful to share with someone else that understands you. And it's like a beautiful flower, like that. You admire it and you love it and you smell it. It's beautiful.
Okay.
I'm so romantic. I'm so romantic.
So that's what's coming up next, and we'll see how romantic you are. What is your definition of romance?
Oh, romance is holding hands, hugging, kissing, going somewhere like a picnic, or just watching TV. It could be anything as long as with that person that you love.
Okay, and why is that important to you?
Because I want someone that's in love with me and I'm in love with him. You get it?
Of course, I get it. Do you get it?
Do you get it?
You get it.
If he's not in love, then why be with me?
Yeah. No, it's all wonderful. That's fine. Okay, so on that level, you describe romance really nicely. On a scale of 1 to 10, where would you put yourself?
I'm a 10.
Okay, that was no thought process at all. So tell me something that you've actually done that would make you or make us believe that you're a 10.
All right. We went to a picnic, and the guy was a vegetarian. So I went and I packed up a whole picnic with vegetarian food, and I surprised him. And it was his birthday the following week, and I got him a little cake, balloons, and just we went to the park, and it was romantic. He was really happy. He's like, "Wow, he did all this for me," and
Cool.
I find that was romantic.
Yeah, yeah. And did you happen to have empanadas in that basket?
No, because he's a vegetarian. He doesn't eat
You can
meat.
you can put you could put some,
Cheese. I could have
yeah,
put
well,
cheese. Yeah.
vegetarian stuff, right. It doesn't have to be meat.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right,
Yeah.
good. That's a good answer. That's a very good answer. Um,
Yeah.
name 3 things that attract you to a man. 3 things that you might appreciate or that attracts you to a man.
He has to be a clown. He has to be very funny. I love that. That he's funny, makes me laugh. A gentleman, and a man that knows, a man that's mentally, how you say that? A man who is mentally healthy. He
Okay.
has to know what he wants. Gotta be okay up here.
All right. Cool. All right. Name 3 things that turn you off about men that are not attractive about men.
A man that doesn't know what he wants and is too busy with exes. A criminal, of course, and a narcissist.
All right, cool. You seem like you've been on talk shows before, game shows, because you're answering these pretty. You act like you're all nervous, but you're doing these pretty quickly. So I might have to throw some more at you. Okay, here we go. If you could have dinner, a romantic dinner with anybody, it could be a celebrity crush, it could be someone in history. So who would you have your romantic dinner with?
Dang, got me there. Don't laugh. I'm gonna say Abraham Lincoln.
Okay,
Yes,
no, I'm not
I
gonna laugh.
love Abraham Lincoln. I love him. I love that president.
Okay, let's be a little nosy. Let us be a little nosy here on After Dark. Why would you pick Abraham Lincoln?
No, I'm not gonna tell you. No, I just love that period time, the way they dress. I just love that, and I just thought he was a great guy. I read his
Okay,
story, and I admire him, even though he's gone. I admire him.
got you. Okay, we know that respect, honesty, and trust are important in relationships, right? Right now,
Yes.
for this show, I'm going to
Hmm.
allow you to take one of them away and still have a great relationship. Which one would you get rid of?
Just honesty, respect, and
Eh,
loyalty,
No, trust.
trust. Well, I'm gonna take out trust. Take out trust.
You take out trust.
Hmm.
Any particular reason why?
Well, if he's, what was it again? What was it?
Respect,
Respect.
honesty, trust.
Yeah, if we have honesty, right?
Hmm.
Then it's okay. We don't need the other one. Let's go
Okay.
next. Let's go next. Let's go
No,
next.
no, 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 no. That's fine. That's fine. And don't be trying to rush me past my questions.
You know
Nah,
how I am. You
I
know how
know.
I am.
That's why I'm like, don't rush me. No, you answered it fine. You were good. You were fine. Okay, cool. Okay. Let me do the other one, the regular one I do every show. If you're walking down the street and you kick a bottle by mistake, and out comes smoke. Out comes a lot of smoke, and it's Shawn, the romantic, funny man, Cornelius. He's a genie, and he's kind of low budget. He only has one wish to give you. So you have one wish, but it has to involve love. What would be your one wish?
I love my family, so I'm gonna say health, love,
Okay, now
peace with
no, it
family.
has to be it has to be
Romantic,
romantic love. Yes,
romantic.
yes, romantic love.
Can you say that? I say the question again.
You have one wish. You have one
One
wish.
wish.
Yeah.
One wish.
What I tell you about your hair?
Oh, I'm sorry.
You and all the, it's always the women that sit on this show and look in the camera and just be messing with their hair.
I'm
The
sorry. I'm
dudes
sorry.
don't ever do anything with their, they accept what they look like and that's it. All right.
You're
No,
right. You're right.
you have one wish and it has to have romantic love in it. What would be your wish?
Um, travel to a romantic place.
I mean, that could be it. Don't you know? Yeah, it's your wish.
Travel to a romantic destiny.
By yourself?
No, with a guy.
I don't know. You didn't say. You just said travel to a place. Okay.
Travel to a romantic place with a gentleman.
All right. I got you. Okay.
Partner.
Yes, I got you. All right.
Partner.
Let's see. I got to give you some that are catered for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know a couple of times you came on a couple of platforms and you had some conversation. So let me put you on the seat for real now. Give advice to women about dating men today. And basically you're probably talking to younger women.
Mm-hmm.
So give them some advice.
Advice is know who you're going to date. Do a background check. Learn the red flags. As soon as a guy disrespects you, you have to run because he's not going to change. No.
Okay, I gotta throw a monkey wrench in there.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, because when you say that he's not going to change, people do tend to sometimes grow up, and it depending on their relationships and their experiences, they do kind of, some of them can develop some kind of maturity in their growth. So I agree with you. Some won't change, but I don't think all men stay the same.
Okay, I'll take that.
Okay, cool. It's like it was like, well, thank you. You just turned it around. I was on the hot seat for a minute. Okay, all right. So let's flip it around to the other side. Give some men advice. Give the young men advice on dating women today.
Okay, you put me in the spot.
That's my job. So
I got lost. Well, I mean, if he's a gentleman, we look for a guy that's a gentleman. If he's a gentleman, I don't have to worry about anything else. He's a gentleman.
So you're basically just telling men to be gentlemen. You have
gentlemen. I mean, I don't know what to give advice to a guy. I could give a girl.
No, that's good. That's a good start. That's a good start.
Because if he's a gentleman, then he's a gentleman. He's not gonna do all these other things that we're worried about. Red flags. You understand?
I totally get it.
Does it make sense? I don't know.
I mean, but let me ask you again. This is not to put you on the spot, but I know we talked before the show. What are things that you expect from men? You know what I mean? So you could just flip around and tell them. Now, first thing was chivalry, opening doors, being a gentleman. But there are other things that you might expect. But I'll accept that. That's cool because that's a big one. Because I hear a lot of women today saying men don't know how to be gentlemen. They don't know how to be respectful. They don't know how to communicate. So there's a lot of things that fall under being a gentleman.
Exactly. And he has to be funny. A must.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that. This is the third time, so that's something that you really appreciate about a dude. So I hope all you guys are taking that down out there.
He has to be funny. Funny.
Funny's good because jokes can go a long way. It can change. Mm-hmm. It can change the complexion of a conversation or a situation quickly.
Yes, quickly. I love it. Yes, okay. I love to laugh.
All right. What's the best part of a relationship that you enjoy? What's the best part?
When we're watching television and we're holding hands and we're talking and when we're eating, just having a good time together. We could do anything. As long as we're together, it's what matters.
So you're basically talking about QT, quality time.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what's one of the most what are not one of, but what's a discouraging thing about relationships that you just don't like about relationships?
I don't like when a guy has not let go of an ex and she's around the relationship.
Okay, that's a good one.
That's a turn off.
Okay, but let's flip it. What about women? What's one thing that women do that's a turn off in relationships
Women need to
without using the same thing?
women need to be more understanding and like shut the mouth and listen more. That's how I feel that there are women out there that always blah 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 blah,
Right,
and don't let the guy speak.
right, right. No, that's good. And I only ask you because there are conversations where we know sometimes both can be responsible for situations.
Yes, it's a two. It's just both. You both have to compromise and trying to get along, and you know
You got to take responsibility if it's
the
you. So,
responsibility. Yeah.
all right, not too bad, Nancy. You're doing all right. You're doing all right. I don't see you sweating enough yet, so I'm gonna
I
have
already
to,
sweat already.
I'm gonna have to
My
turn it up a little bit more on you.
no, no, you better
I have to
not.
turn it up a little bit more.
No, no.
Okay. No, I wouldn't mess with you on that level because
Let me see.
yeah, you're doing real good. Were you writing stuff?
Yeah, I was writing. I got it here. I have everything right here.
Oh, okay. All right. Um, we already talked about respect, honesty, trust, love, romance. Give me, because I don't want to make this too hard, because you would have to think a little more on this one. Just give me two more things that's important on the foundation of a relationship to be successful. Two more things that you would add to what you just said about being successful in a relationship. And if you give me one, that's fine.
Did I said respect, right?
Yes. No, I
Respect,
said respect.
honest. Oh,
I said that. Don't be trying to take my answers.
I'm sorry.
Well,
Respect, honesty,
yeah, trust.
loyalty,
No, okay.
trust,
We didn't use loyalty. Okay, loyalty could be one.
loyalty. Yeah.
Yes, that's one. Okay.
Those are the important. Those are the important ones. Respect,
There's a
loyalty, trust.
yeah, but you can't use those. We already used those. You can use
Then,
loyalty. Then we got your loyalty. Now give me one more.
okay.
Yeah, one more. And
Somebody
then you
help me
said
out
be
there. Type it.
ain't
Someone
nobody
type
typing
something.
nothing. Ain't nobody typing nothing. They can say it again.
Type
So
it.
we
Type
wait.
it.
Focus. We got love. We got
Love.
we love romance, respect,
Oh, man.
honesty, loyalty, trust, funny, quality time.
We said
Um,
gentleman, right? We said gentleman.
we said gentleman, being a gentleman. I can tell you're looking at your phone.
Oh, sorry.
All right, no, I'll let you off the hook on that one. If you think about it and it comes to you, then you can tell me.
Okay.
Because it doesn't have to be anything specific, like you said. Just being funny, communication,
Yeah,
those kind of
communication.
things.
Communication. Yeah,
Too
being
late. I said
funny.
that. You can't. Nah.
I
All
said that
right.
you can't take my word.
I said communication. All right.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. We'll move forward.
Yes.
Because this is going well. This is going well. Let's say you. No. I'm going to ask you something you enjoy. But we can do it on a basic level. What's something you enjoy romantically a man doing for you?
I love when he combs my hair.
Okay, see, that's different. Okay, if someone combs your hair, that's it, huh?
I love that. That would knock me out.
Okay, that's a special,
Right
right? That's a
now.
special thing that you enjoy. Oh, that's
Right.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I have this game that you know, and I think you might know, and I'm gonna expand it a little bit because usually it's favorite sevens,
Okay.
but I'm going to to jump on it and just call it the favorites tonight. But I want you to do this first before we get into that. Take about a minute, I don't know, 2 minutes. Give some positive advice for everyone out there tonight like as if it's a final word of advice to send them off to bed about life. You've done
Life.
great. You've done great with the advocacy, advice, advice for women and men on dating. Just give some advice to people because you know what we're living in, the times we're living in.
Well, I mean, the only advice I can give is love your family. Spend more time with your family. Life's too short. Just spend time with your family. That's more important than anything else to me.
Cool. And then no, it is. If last year didn't teach us that
Yeah, exactly.
about taking time and being with folks, picking up the phone and
Mm-hmm.
calling them just to
Mm-hmm.
say hello and not texting.
Yeah.
Call that cousin, call that brother, call that sister, call that
Yeah.
aunt. If you have your grandparents, just do it like the old school.
Yes, exactly.
That's a
That's
no, that's a
important.
that's a very good one. That's a very good one.
Family. Family.
Yeah. All right, let's jump into this. Let's jump into the game. Let's jump into favorites. All I'm gonna do is say something and you give me your favorite, okay?
Okay.
Favorite food.
Pizza.
All right. Favorite song all time.
My favorite song all the time is well, I have two. I have to say two, okay? One is called Crazy. It's a country song from Patty Klein. The second one is Kulo, which is Paradise. What is it called? I forgot. See, I can't even remember what it was. Um, Gangster Paradise.
Oh, okay.
I love that
Coolio.
one. Coolio, yeah.
Coolio, Gangster Paradise.
I
All right.
love
Wow,
it.
you went back. You took me back for a second. Okay.
Mhm.
Favorite movie.
My favorite movie. Oh, there's so many of them, but I do like The Rock, which is with Sean Connery. He's an old one. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
Sean Connery
That's.
and Nicolas Cage. Yes. All
Mm-hmm.
right, that's a good one. That's a good
I
one.
love that one.
Favorite book you've ever read.
Well, I have my favorite book. It's a few books. It's called Natural Cures They Don't Want You to Know About Kevin Trudeau. I love reading about natural stuff.
All right. Favorite vacation spot.
Going to say Egypt. That's my favorite. I've been there 3 times and I love it. It's very romantic and beautiful food and great people.
All right. Um, favorite television show.
The Jeffersons. I love it.
Moving on up. Moving on up with the Jeffersons.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. I don't know if you might have a favorite, but I know you cook a lot. Is there someone that inspires you? Who's your favorite cook or favorite chef?
I don't have a favorite chef. It was just my grandmother and my mother.
That'll work. That'll work. That's where you
That's
learn
it.
from.
I learned from them.
Okay. Let's see. Because you like the goth music, do you have a favorite goth artist?
To be honest, no. No, I
Can you
don't.
name a goth artist?
Right now, I can't. I don't know why, but I can't name
Okay.
one.
You sent me some videos. Remember the music?
Oh, Everlasting. I just so
Meat,
many.
Meatloaf did some goth music.
Yes, I love Meatloaf too. It's
He did
really,
some,
really
yeah, he did
awesome.
some.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I got to tell you that because I remember that from high school where I grew up, junior
Yeah,
high school, and Bat Out of Hell and all those other albums and things and craziness.
yeah.
Okay,
And
all right, Ozzy.
Ozzy, Ozzy. Yeah,
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah.
Okay, favorite state. Favorite state.
My favorite state is Texas.
Okay, any particular reason why?
I love it. I don't know why. I love it. I love Texas.
Any which city or just
Houston,
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 Texas?
but Texas is Texas. I love the people there. I mean, I love the people every state I go to. They're wonderful, but Texas is a little special.
Right. Did I ask you about your? Did I ask you about your book? Favorite book?
Yeah, it was a Natural Cures.
And yeah,
Kevin Trudeau.
Trudeau.
He
That's
has
what I
a
was trying to remember.
Kevin Trudeau. Yeah, Natural Cures. I love reading about, you know, nature, natural cures.
Okay, and you didn't say this when I asked you about the dinner, but celebrity crush.
Okay,
Now,
celebrity.
now hold
Sean
on.
Sean Sean Connery.
Don't Sean Connery. Okay,
Yes.
because I was gonna say. Okay, now I can say it because there was a musical artist that I got to bring this up because Denise. Every time I bring his name up or something, I can't even talk to her. Finish talking to her because she just goes nuts. She's made
Mm.
very. But you guys have, I think, the same liking to this guy, Latin singer.
Which one? Wait. Is it Ricky Martin? No, Mark Anthony.
There it is, Mark.
Mark Anthony.
Yeah, and see, I can't even bring her on because she's going crazy in the green room right
Is she
now in the
laughing?
back. She's just
She's laughing.
she's acting like Mark Anthony is on the show right now. So yeah, she's waving back and forth, doing her little craziness.
Yeah. I saw him in
Yeah.
concert. Yeah, I love his music.
Okay.
Wait,
Cool. All right. Yeah. Go ahead. That's what I remember. You guys have you shared a clip of him. All right.
yes,
Good.
yes.
All right. Well, look. Let's do this, and we'll let's see. This one will get you off the love seat. The final one. All right. You ready?
Yes.
You need to take a sip of water for this one. All right. I usually let people know ahead of time. Well, you didn't have to guzzle it. It's not that hard. Not that heavy. All right. We're
Okay.
gonna let it fly. You ready?
Okay, ready.
Favorite time of the day for love making?
Anytime.
See, it was easy. You act like this was gonna be all crazy and hard. It's difficult.
Anytime.
Any time of the day is cool with you, huh?
Anytime.
All right. With
Anytime.
that answer, Nancy Robles, you are off the romantic funny man's love seat, and we're going to take you out of the love zone. Nancy, thank you so much for coming.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for sitting down and dropping your pearls and your jewels for folks. Again, Nancy Robles on Facebook,
Thank you.
Utah, Escaping Utah. You can find everything Nancy Robles on Facebook, and just check her out. She's got a lot of stuff coming up. And I want to turn and thank everybody that tuned in tonight. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for supporting the show on all of the platforms. And you know we're everywhere. We're everywhere. I now have a podcast, and you can find the podcast. Just punch in. Well, we'll have the information as we put it up and we close out at some point. So, which is it's definitely a podcast that you can check us out on Spotify. And you can always find out anything you need to find out about where I'm doing and what I'm doing on my Facebook page, Shawn Cornelius, or the After Dark with Shawn Cornelius Facebook page. All right. So this has been great. Thank you so much over there on social media. And as I always say in parting, please go with God in your heart. Have a peace of mind. Have a wonderful, wonderful tomorrow. And please, guys, we know something's going on out there. Please take care of yourselves. Not just from COVID, but everything else. But for COVID, wear your mask, social distance, get yourselves together. Hygiene is very important overall. So from Lula May and Cornelius's baby boy, I'm Shawn Cornelius saying good night. God bless you. And I'll catch you around the corner on the next episode of After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. Love you, Nancy. Thank you so much.
Love you.
Peace,
Bye.
y'all.
Thank you. Bye.